It's 1:14 a.m. and you were supposed to sleep early, but now you're looking at the clock wondering where all the time went. And that's usually the part where you tell yourself, I just need more discipline. But discipline isn't the problem. The real problem is that your most important habits are unprotected. Like the actual things that would move your life forward keep getting forced to compete with your phone, your mood, your cravings, and whatever feels easiest right now. And if your future has to win a fresh argument every single day, your future will lose. My name's Ashley Pierre. I'm the Director of Research at the Global Institute for Behavioral Sciences. I'm also the author of the book Habit Theory. And one of the core concepts that I talk about in my book is that the most disciplined people, they design their life in boring routines that make the right things happen before their lowest mood self gets a vote. And once you understand this, discipline stops being self-control and it starts looking a lot more like design. So the first thing to understand is that consistency is not a personality trait. We think that you're either consistent or you're not. Consistency is actually just a protection system. It's protecting the most important actions that you need to be doing every single day. Now, a lot of people want to become more consistent, and they think that to be more consistent, I just need more discipline. But you're actually trying to solve the problem the wrong way. You just need to build systems where the most important things happen before emotions get a vote. In my book, I talk a lot about systems and becoming disciplined through design, not through just brute force. Because if brute force worked, it would have already worked by now. So how do you actually design systems that allow you to become consistent, allow you to be more disciplined? Routines. Routines are so powerful because they're pre-decisions. They're building a fence around your most important work. Now, when a lot of people hear the word routines, they immediately hate it because they think it's just boring. But the truth is that routines are protection. The reason why you fail habits, you fail consistency, is because your most important work is constantly competing with all of your impulses throughout the day. You're trying to grow your business, so you need to be working, 3 hours, 4 hours a day on your business. When this 4-hour deep work session is not predefined, it's just whenever you feel like it, it's going to have to compete with immediate gratification. That decreases the chance that you end up doing it. And then on top of that, people leave too many decisions open. When should I do it? How long should I do it? What should I do first? So what most people are doing is they're negotiating with themselves all day. And the negotiation, like I said, is an unfair fight because you are competing high dopamine, low effort versus low dopamine, high effort. Of course, the easier thing is more likely to win. So instead, we need to create systems where we have predefined what our most important work is, how long we're doing it. So instead of having to make all these little micro decisions, we know, okay, at this time I do this, at this time I do this. And it sounds boring, but success is built in the daily boring actions. So I'm going to teach you guys a secret to instantly get an advantage over 99% of people, and that is to install boring routines into your life. And the question that I have for you is that what are the most important actions that you need to do to reach your current goals, right? Like, for example, you're trying to build your business. It's like 4 hours of deep work. Okay, we have that checked off. Next, we need to create a routine around this item. We need to protect it, right? This is the most important thing that we can do every single day. So instead of it just being randomly up to choice whenever we feel like it, we need to protect it. We need to predefine it. Important actions fail when they stay optional, and optional actions get replaced by easier actions. So we need to define that these important actions that are going to build our life are not optional. And we do this by setting a specific time period during the day where we're going to be doing these actions every single day. So set a time block. I highly recommend making this earlier in the day because that's when it's your best hours instead of your leftovers. So commit at 10 a.m. from 10 to 12 every single morning. I am going to work on my business or do whatever action that's going to build your dream life. It sounds like it's not going to make a difference, but like I said, a time and a trigger makes it so much easier to do an action versus it just being something that you will randomly do whenever you feel like it throughout the day. Repetition makes the entry easier. The same action, the same time, the same trigger, the same setup. Your brain gets familiar and your resistance is going to drop. And then the final part to this, no reactive work before it. So reactive work is like checking your email, checking social media, notifications. You need this important work to come before the outside world pulls you in. You know how often, a quick check turns into an hour. So you can't let the world set your priorities before you take care of your own. You need to put your own priorities first. And the excuse might come into your head like, I'm just not a morning person. So are you gonna let this identity of you not being a morning person stop you from reaching your goals? You believing that is taking away your own power, taking away your own perceived capability. Now, when I said routine, a lot of people might think that it's like, oh, I have to do this, and this. When I say routine, I just mean recurring non-negotiables. If building your business is the most important thing that you need to do, then you need to set a pre-defined time to do it at the same time every single day. That is routine, and that is how your future gets built. Because again, when you're letting it go up to emotion, whenever you want to feel like it, you're allowing negotiation to come in and be much stronger, which decreases the chance that you stick to the behavior over the long term. Routine is just protecting the few actions that change your whole entire life. Routine is a protection system. It's so important. You need to protect because the world is going to try to take it from you. The world and your short-term impulses will try to take your future from you, but you need to protect it by pre-defining it. The rest of your day can stay flexible, but your most important work cannot be. Because randomness is putting your future in the hands of your mood. Your future cannot be in the hands of temporary emotions. And this routine is freedom from constant self-negotiation, from deciding every day whether your future matters. Once the most important thing gets scheduled, protected, and repeated, consistency gets easier. And again, success is literally built in the boring actions done consistently over long periods of time. It's nothing else, just boring, repeated actions. And a boring routine can build your dream life. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more about this, you can read my book, Habit Theory. The link's in the description. And also, if you want to work one-to-one with me, the link is also in the description. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.